This is a sub-article to Shiite Jurisprudence and Theology of Twelvers.Jaʿfarī School of Thought, Jaʿfarite School, Jaʿfarī Jurisprudence. A Jaʿfarī Fiqh is the school of jurisprudence of most Shi'a Muslims, derived from the name of Jaʿfar as-Ṣādiq, the sixth Shi'a Imam. This school of jurisprudence is followed by Twelvers in general and Isma'ilis in part, as well as a small minority of Zaidis. It differs from the four or sometimes five schools or madhhabs of Sunni jurisprudence in its reliance on ijtihad, as well as on matters of inheritance, religious taxes, commerce, personal status, and the allowing of temporary marriage mutʿa. However, despite these differences, there have been numerous fatwas regarding the acceptance of Jaʿfarī Fiqh as an acceptable Muslim madhhab by Sunni religious bodies. These include the Iman message and a fatwa by al-Azhar. In the modern era, a former Prime Minister of Sudan, Ṣādiq al-Mahdi, defined the recognized schools of Muslim jurisprudence as 8. Jaʿfarī was one of them. While many differences between Jaʿfarī Fiqh and that of Sunni Muslims are minor, two notable differences are that Jaʿfarī jurisprudence allows temporary marriage and has stricter view of ritual purity, for example not allowing unbelievers to enter mosques. Branches. Usually this school of thought utilizes ijtihad by adopting reasoned argumentation in finding the laws of Islam. Usually emphasize the role of mujtahid, who was capable of independently interpreting the sacred sources as an intermediary of the hidden imamas and, thus, serve as a guide to the community. This meant that legal interpretations were kept flexible to take account of changing conditions and the dynamics of the times. This school of thought is predominant among most Shia. Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini emphasized that Jaʿfarī jurisprudence is configured based on the recognition that epistemology is influenced by subjectivity. Accordingly, Jaʿfarī jurisprudence asserts conventional fiqh and dynamic fiqh. Through dynamic fiqh discussed in the famous text by Jafar al-Kalam, one must consider the concept of time, era, and age, as well as the concept of place, location and venue, since these dimensions of thought and reality affect the process of interpreting, understanding and extracting meaning from the commandments. Akbari. This school of thought takes a restrictive approach to ijtihad. This school has almost died out now. Very few followers are left. Some neo-Akbaris have emerged in the Indian subcontinent, but they do not belong to the old Akbari movement of Bahrain. Related topics. Zaidis Twelvers, along with other Shia sects such as the Zaidis, reject predestination. This belief is further emphasized by the Shia concept of Bada, which states that God has not set a definite course for human history. Instead, God may alter the course of human history as is seen to be fit. Nikah mutʿa. Nikah al-mutʿa is a type of marriage used in Twelver Shia Islam, where the duration of the marriage and the dua must be specified and agreed upon in advance. It is a private contract made in a verbal or written format. A declaration of the intent to marry and an acceptance of the terms are required. Nikah mut�a was also practiced by the pre-Islamic Arabs. Zaidi Shias, Ismaili Shias, and Sunni Muslims do not practice nikah mut�a. The practice is often viewed as a cover for promiscuity or prostitution. Taqiyya. In Shia Islam, taqiyya is a form of religious veil, or a legal dispensation whereby a believing individual can deny his faith or commit otherwise illegal or blasphemous acts, especially while they are in fear or at risk of significant persecution. This practice was emphasized in Shia Islam, whereby adherents may conceal the religion when they are under threat, persecution, or compulsion. Taqiyya was developed to protect Shiites who were usually in minority and under pressure, and Shia Muslims as the persecuted minority have taken recourse to dissimulation from the time of the minor under al-Ma'mun in the 9th century, while the politically dominant Sunnites rarely found it necessary to resort to dissimulation.